Good afternoon to one and all. On behalf of Punema College of Engineering, I, Parul Khandilwal, welcome you all in the webinar on COVID-19 pandemic effects on IT industries. As you all know, Punema College of Engineering is one of the pioneer institutes established in the year 2000 and has set benchmark and reached at new pinnacles in engineering education with dedication, perseverance, and devotion. Today, we have with us Ms. Lakshmi Yadav, Speaker of the Day. She is currently working as a CEO at Dark Beers and has an experience of more than 12 years in industry. Ma'am is helping in real estate, hospitality, travel and transport businesses in turning their software and mobile applications into reality. For the past 10 plus years, she has completed 800 plus projects with 500 plus clients from all across the globe, including USA, Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Australia. We welcome you here, ma'am, and surely we are going to get knowledge and efficient learning about the topic by you. Now I'm handing over the session to ma'am. Ma'am, please, you can.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much, Parul ma'am, for such a lovely introduction. And thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak to the lovely audience that we have. So first, I would request anybody who can, be on camera. I would request them to be to show me their faces, because otherwise it more of it feels like that I'm talking to the screen. So whoever is comfortable sharing their faces, putting on their cameras, I would appreciate that. That gives a better feeling to the speaker as well. It gives us a feeling that we are interacting face to face. All right. Yeah. So let's get started. Though Parul ma'am has already introduced me, I'll give you my, again, I just reiterate probably the same things. My name is Lakshmi. Currently, I am handling, the CEO responsibilities for Dark Beers. I have almost 13 years of experience in IT industries, and in my past career, I have worked with companies like Wipro, Mindtree, Matrix Stream, RSAM. So, I have worked with both services and product companies, and I can relate to the advantages and disadvantages of working with both kinds of IT companies, and the challenges that both type of companies, IT companies, are going through during this pandemic. Yeah. All right. So I have prepared a small PPT to share with you all, so that we have something better to look at than the blank faces. And I think initially all of you are muted. Let's get through the PPT first, and then we'll have ample time for Q&A session. Because I think most of us know, the goods and bads of pandemic in general, but I'll be focusing more on what opportunities and what has gone wrong with IT industries, and what are the positive things, and what opportunities that we can look at as students. Right. So during this session, like till the time I'm speaking, if you have any issues, you can put it down in the chat window. Otherwise, we'll have a set Q&A session after this. Okay. So the agenda of this webinar or this session would be, we will be talking about the negative impacts that it had, that COVID had on IT industry, the positive impacts, and what it has for students, because I'm assuming most of the audience are students. So I thought of discussing a couple of things, how this COVID is impacting students, and what kind of opportunities that they can expect during these times. And then finally, we will have a Q&A session. Okay, so let's get started with the negative impacts first. Let's get away with the bad things first. So of course, except the general, issues that COVID or general negative impact that all of us know about COVID-19, let's have a look at the negative impacts that it has put on IT industry. First of all, it is the delayed planned activities. In fact, more than 60% of the clients that we have, see, for IT industry, majority of clients belong to either North America or Europe, followed by Middle East and Australia and other parts of the world. But we say that, you know, most of the primary clientele is from US and Europe. So, and since, you know, the COVID situation is really bad in both of these places, most of the more than 60% of the clients have delayed their planned activity, whatever new projects they were expecting to start. You know, most of them have either frozen them or put them on hold for at least a quarter, right? So yeah, that has impacted everybody, whether it is services or product, whatever the pipeline, sales pipeline, that is blocked. So no, new activities have been started. So it has directly impacted the business. So that's the first negative impact that we saw. Then coming on to the heat of pricing pressure. See, this is you know, in the end, eventually business is about, you know, the revenue that it is making, because the people that are employed, everybody works for the, you know, the primary, you know, most of the time the primary motive or the primary reason that we work is, you know, the financial gains that we will get from it. But overall businesses were impacted badly. You know, the heat of price, in fact, I would say 80% of you know, clients have asked for price reduction, some kind of COVID discounts. So the IT industry is taking case by case and seeing how you know, we can take up those requests, how we can reduce our the estimated cost that is associated with developing a product or a service. You know, we are looking at case-to-case basis and how best we can, you know, help the clients with reduced cost. There's a, you know, cutthroat competition in the market. So that is another facet of this whole equation, that the prices were hit really hard and the business was impacted financially. Then comes the reduced technology spending. So again, most of the clients all over the world, this pandemic has forced people to change their priorities, right? Now, you know, even if people were planning to invest on a fancy idea of something, they were planning to develop a product, some fancy product, or, you know, they were trying to put money in some kind of R&D. So people have, you know, put a, if not permanent, then a temporary halt on those. And they are really, you know, smart about the choices that they make right now in this situation, because the primary focus is to spend money only on the things that are, you know, essential and they cannot live without, and other things have taken a back seat, and the spending on the technology has reduced. So the next negative impact that I could see was high-tech product shipments were delayed. So of course, there's a lockdown, global lockdown. Most of the countries were under lockdown. The supply chain management system was hugely impacted. So the products or the companies which are into high-tech product development, so there was a definite delay in the shipments, and the, you know, wherever they were supposed to go, those, you know, people are impacted. So everybody is impacted because there were no, the supply chain management got impacted. And we as, you know, business owners or somebody who are in this industry will have to understand that either in future we have to have a better supply chain management to get things shipped to one place to another. Then of course, you know, the travel restriction delayed project execution. In IT industry, most of the time, I'm not saying every time, but many times the team is needed on you know, on site to deliver a project or put a project live smoothly, right? The people, especially, you know, the service companies where the development team is on some other geographical location and the real project is deployed on some other location, probably the development team in India, let's say, for example, and the, you know, the product or the services or the software is being deployed in US or Canada for that matter. So in many cases, the team had to go there to support the final deployment to make the services live with their technical capabilities. But since, you know, there is a complete restriction on travel, So the project execution is, eventually impacted, and there were a lot of delays in even when the project was say 95% developed, just the 5% of it was to make it live. But since the traveling was restricted, so it has also halted the project execution and slowed down their pace. Okay, and then the development and delivery centers are struggling to accept or struggling to adapt to the work from home situation. See, even though in being in IT, we were pretty acquainted with this term work from home. WFH stands for work from home. So we are the blessed ones because we always had this opportunity of working from home, because most of the things can be managed from home if you have a good running internet. But it was just, some of the people are working from home, and most of the team is in the physical office, and the interactions are easy. But after this situation, almost everybody, not almost everybody, everybody was working from home. So working from home has its own challenges, right? If let's say if we talk about India, the internet connectivity, which is the soul of working from home, it was an issue. People who were who have moved to their villages or to their native places, they did not have great internet connectivity. And then working as a whole team, that when the whole team is working from their respective houses, homes, so communication was a problem, smooth communication. So there were many challenges when it came to work from home, when the whole team was working from home. So that has eventually and slowly we are getting into that mode that okay, now we will have to work from home. I don't know for how long. So people are getting hold of this idea, and people are adjusting to this. But initially, of course, it was difficult, and it impacted the business in a way that we can say it was a negative impact, right? Then finally, another negative impact I would talk about is the tech conferences. Tech conferences play very important role in our industry, right? If you are into R&D, or if you are in developing a new product or a new product, these tech conferences gives companies a platform where they can showcase what they are doing. There are business opportunities, there are opportunities for networking, meeting prospect new clients. So since everything was locked down, so the tech conferences were cancelled, so that also impacted our business. And if we look at like revenue growth overall, it is it is said that at least there will be a revenue losses of somewhere between 6 to 10% in, I'm talking about the services, IT services company. So the revenue loss would be somewhere around 6 to 10%, and this number is for bigger companies. I'm not talking about the smaller ones, right? Companies like TCS or HCL or Wipro or Infosys, companies of that sort. So for them, even this negative number of 5 to 10% is a huge number. So yes, there were a lot of negative impacts. Let's talk about some positive impacts. So we as IT engineers, we have had a great realization of what are the things that matter in our professional lives. Before that, this kind of situation was never faced, when the whole team, right from operations to higher management to developers to QA testers, the whole team is working remotely from home and trying to put their best foot forward to make that product or whatever project that is being developed, to make it work. So we realized very important things in life for what are the primary what are the most important things for our IT engineers, and that we will see in a graph. So I think From this graph, where you can see importance on x-axis and time on y-axis, you will see the only three things that are, keeping us alive is coffee, internet, and sweatpants or pajamas. This is a good thing. You don't have to wear work pants to work every day. You can just sit in front of your computer and can work in your sweatpants the whole day. Coffee has never lost its importance. The need and importance of coffee was consistent throughout the time, and it will remain so. And then next most important thing is internet. Of course, our lifeline is internet. We cannot work without it. So you can see a slow increase in the usage of a stable internet connection. And of course, the importance of sweatpants have gone from this to this. Yeah. And other trivial things like car or shaving, these are less important stuff. We don't care about. We have our priorities fixed for us. We know what are the important things in life of an IT engineer. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Yeah, so these are some other positive impacts that you can see. As being in the IT industry, people have understood the importance of technology, right? You know why we are having this conversation. Still, we are in a kind of lockdown, right? Even though government has opened things for public, but still, why do you think we are able to have this conversation or have this webinar and we are able to share this knowledge? Because we have the tools, we have the right technology to connect, which can connect me to you or you to the rest of the world, right? So even the people who were not fond of technology before this, they have realized the importance of technology. Smaller businesses, every small shop, every small kirana shop, or every small business wants to go online now, because they could see that in the lockdown, online businesses were the only one that those could survive. So whether it is schools, schools are delivering lectures via these teleconferencing. So schools have, we never in our dreams have imagined that we will have a full-time online classes even for smaller kids, but that is possible. So everybody has understood the importance of technology. Edutechs, you see lots of ads about the these apps who offer coachings and educational material to students on an app. Then e-commerce solution, I told you already that even the smaller businesses want to go online and they want to sell their products on the e-com platforms. So everybody has understood the importance of technology that we have in our life. Next good thing that has happened is, even though many of the companies have seen decline in the revenue, but the companies which offered communication solutions, Zoom, Skype, Office 365, Gmail, all of them, whichever players were involved in providing solutions for effective communication, they have seen growth in their revenues, because in these times, these were the only mediums which could help everybody to stay in the system, to interact with each other. So these companies have definitely seen growth, and even if they have inspired other people to have work on these ideas and have their own. Some companies are having their own personal communication solutions. So that was another positive. Yeah. Then comes the innovation mindset. See, when I'm sure the last pandemic was 100 years ago, and hardly anybody from who has seen that era is still alive. So for this generation, the human race who is alive now, who's witnessing this pandemic, they could clearly understand that if we as human race want to survive, we will have to, innovate things, right? As soon as this pandemic took over, lockdowns took over, and the importance of, we realized the importance of human life. You see, we know that if we don't go for touchless solutions, we don't work for, innovative ideas for healthcare people who are the frontliners, there is, we also won't be able to survive. So it has, definitely given a push to the people, push to whole industry to increase our innovation, to increase, to, start working on things that matter, and the things, that will help to navigate us through this situation. Yeah. So with this, the third and fourth point are kind of connected. So people could see, and people could realize how IoT and, automation can help human race to, sail through this situation. Talking about when we talk about IoT and automation, let's just talk about automation a bit here. There were when the patients started, the number of patients started surging. So there were so many hospitals who, started their telemedicine services, and they would consult over a call. The situation got so bad that there was a waiting of up to 30 minutes even for somebody to attend your call. So that is where the automation came in picture, and people created chat bots, using RPA technology, where, the system can take care, or the chatbot can take care of the initial questions, and it can filter the people who needs attention. Otherwise, with limited resources, with limited, human resources in healthcare, other physical resources in healthcare, if they would start entertaining everybody, then it would become really difficult. So automation has, helped a lot to filter down those numbers, and help the healthcare, people, the healthcare industry. Then comes the IoT solutions. I think IoT is has emerged as a, boon to humankind in this, especially in this COVID situation. Okay, you want to, the government or whichever authority want to see, if people are following the lockdown rules or not, use a drone has been used in such. Yes, so I was talking about the, if the solution that IoT has provided in this situation, the usage of drone, the innovative usage of drones, whether it is surveillance or whether it is, disinfectant in the very, sensitive areas. So those were that is where IoT came into picture. Whether it was creating the touchless solution, because I'm pretty sure that after this COVID situation, we are moving towards, the touchless solutions. So, whether it is touchless lifts, people can, monitor everything from their phones, and they don't have to touch the switches or lights or, the lifts. So IoT has provided so many avenues, and so there are still so many things that we can do using IoT, which will help us go, touchless, and reduce the impact of this COVID situation. Yeah. Okay. Then, of course, when we talk about, the trust between team, when people are, the whole team is working from home, so the, trust factor has definitely increased. We assume that, okay, if a task is given to people, they are responsible for it, and they would, revert and make sure that the things are done. So it has definitely increased the trust factor between the teams, and, the micromanagement has reduced. So the, people are getting used to it, and liking this idea of working from home, right? And then everybody could save on commutation time, right? So there are people, you know, those who used to travel, especially in metros like, you know, Mumbai or Bangalore or bigger cities where traffic is a challenge. So when people are working from home, like the blessed ones in IT and software business, so they could save a lot of time in commutation, which they have eventually used for learning new skills, whether they are, you know, technological skills or you know, other out of the work area, but people could really utilize those time to be better at other skills, right? And finally, you know, we always strive for this thing called work life balance. So after initial challenges, when there is no, you know, domestic help, or there's no you know, you can't leave, if people with kids, they can't leave kids to home, or they are guilty of not spending enough time with their kids or family. So this whole COVID situation has helped people to have a better, you know, work-life balance. And I'm sorry for the spelling of work here. So yes, that is another positive impact. And you know, having a good work life balance is important, not just for IT people, it is important for everybody. But yes, I'm talking about especially IT people, because they were working full-time from home, and at the same time, you know, they were handling situations and responsibilities at home. So I think it has definitely helped people to have a better work-life balance. So with this, I am done with the positive and negative impacts of this COVID pandemic on IT industry. Before I move my focus on you know, the students, because I'm sure right now the students are petrified, you know, especially the ones in final year, that, you know, we don't know what is going to happen. Whoever were placed, most of them could not join. Whoever was supposed to join their, you know, companies, respective companies. So, you know, I have another next slide dedicated to those students, that what they can do. Before that, if you have any questions, I'm ready to take up from this negative impacts, positive impacts. If anybody have any questions, we can.
If anybody has any question, then they can put their question in Q&A section.
Yes. Okay, then.
I think we should continue, and
Yes,
then
yes.
we will take the QA section.
Finally, we
in the
will take
last.
up the questions. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Bhavina. So let's get on to what, because, you know, I firmly believe that there is always something to learn from a given situation. You know, even if it is the hardest of the times, we can you know, make some good out of that. So my next slide talks about how students can utilize this opportunity, and how this situation is a blessing in disguise for students, especially the ones who are in, you know, third year, final year, and who are you know, very stressed about what is going to happen, how badly it is going to impact their career. Yeah. So there are a couple of things which you can do during these times. First of which is free webinars from industry experts, right? This, what is happening right now, is a live example of this, right? So you will see all over the internet, even on Facebook, you know, so all kind of social media platforms, whether it is, you know, Facebook, LinkedIn, you know, Twitter or Insta or wherever, there are so many people who are coming up and, you know, offering what they have to offer from years of their experience and their expertise in a particular industry. And you'll see so many people sharing their knowledge. So, you know, you can definitely go and pick up the people you want to follow, or if you're following somebody already, there's somebody who's in this niche technology or a niche kind of domain business that you really want to build your career in. So many peoples are offering you know, these free webinars, so you can utilize this time and, you know, be a part of those webinars and try to fetch as much as information that you would need from them. So it is, I think it is a very good opportunity for the students to do that, right? Then we have online internships. So this is a very good time that you can apply for online internship. There are many, you know, websites, or even if you go to companies, there are so many companies which are offering, you know, online internship, both paid and unpaid. But I think right now in this current situation, your primary focus should be on learning. So don't worry too much about whether they are providing paid internships or unpaid internship. Keep your focus on, you know, getting the taste of that working in a live you know, setup. Because, you know, the things that we learn in college, I'm not saying they are not useful, but they are very limited, right? It is just theory. The real world does not work like that, right? When it comes to real world problems, the things that we implement in real world, you know, the whatever we learn in college is very limited, and it has a very small scope as compared to the things in real life. So this is a right time for you to go and, you know, embrace all the internship or the opportunities which are you know, available, and see for yourself how you know, where is the gap, and you have this time to, you know, fill in that gap. So make you know, use of this opportunity and apply for online internships, and then you'll get a taste of how things work in real world. Yeah. Then again, it's not just for IT people who can, you know, be comfortable in the PJs and work. It is, again, you don't have to appear in a formal pant and shirt. You can also appear in face-to-face interviews on teleconferencing in your pajamas. So yeah, I think it is great. Yeah. So you can appear, there are still companies who are hiring, right? So you can go for the face-to-face interviews on teleconferencing, or like, you know, any medium, and get the jobs. Even if you're rejected, say 10 times, you will have an actual, you know, experience of how to face that interview, what kind of questions are asked if you are looking for a particular kind of job. So that possibilities are there. Then the next point is, I think it is a great time to hone your skills, right? If you see that, you know, the job market is dull and there are not too many opportunities as there were in the past before this COVID situation. So I think this is the right time to enhance and hone your technical as well as soft skills, right? Focus on your technical skills and see what are the, you know, hottest skills in the market, if at all you want to go in you know, technology field or IT field, or you want to be a programmer. So do you know, do some online, there are so many you know, online courses available. So go and do those certifications, you know. And just doing the certification just for the sake of it is not sufficient, obviously. So now you have the time to implement the skills that you have acquired to you know, make some dummy projects or something. And even if you fail, nobody is going to judge you now, because, you know, this is the time when the people who were already working were laid off. So I think, you know, right now the whole world is less judgmental, and they are more, you know, what is the right word for this, that people are ready to let forgo of your mistakes, you know. So hone your skills, both technical and soft skill. So, you know, again, coming back to soft skill, this is what I tell everybody, you know, whoever whenever I meet students, whenever I talk to my colleagues. So soft skill is one thing that is going to take you places irrespective of the industry that you choose to work in, irrespective of the profession that you are going to do, irrespective of everything. If you have to have good verbal and, you know, written communication skill, if even if you know, choose to sit home and do nothing, soft skills are still required. So this is a great time, please, you know. And, you know, even though we belong to north and हमारे यहाँ पे हिंदी भी बहुत common है, but sadly, you know, because I see this inherent fear in students when they are in college कि, you know, English communication में problem है. तो बहुत अच्छा time है आप लोग के पास अपनी communication skills पे काम करने का. Don't be shy, है ना. कोशिश करते रहिए, but, you know, be better than what you were yesterday. So keep working on your soft skills. Yeah. And by doing all of the things that we have discussed just now, you can be better than the competition, right? Abhi aap logon ne dekha na, even the government has given a guideline about marriages. Only 50 people will be able to a part of marriage ceremony. So only those who are at best of their behavior, who are you know in the top 50 list, will be able to make it. So it is the same for us too. Try to be better than the competition. Try to be that person who can be that in that 50 list, right? So enhance your skill, keep working on yourself, be a better version of yourself, and beat the competition. And you have the time now, right? Everybody is at home, so everybody has ample of time. So please utilize that time. Yeah. And another thing that you can do during this time is increase your digital presence. When I say increase your digital presence, I mean, in the end, what we are doing when we are looking for a job, we are selling ourselves, right? That's what we are doing. So you will have, and what sells? Brand sell. What is your brand? Do you have a personal brand? If not, then you have to have, you will have to create your own personal brand. Personal branding is very important these days, right? After you're finishing your engineering degree, if you choose to, go out for studies out of India, probably, there you will see people are, the first thing that they do, or even if you are looking for a job, the first thing nowadays recruiters do is check your digital presence. Aap LinkedIn pe ho ya nahi ho, Facebook pe ho, the kind of content that you post there, what is your personal brand. So it is a good time to increase your digital presence, make yourself a brand, and then sell yourself to the companies, or if you are planning for higher studies, so sell yourself there. If you are planning to do a job, so this is a very appropriate time to do that and start building up your own personal brand. Yeah. Okay. And finally, I think for students, it is a great time to be clueless, right? Because if things don't work out, हम क्या कर सकते हैं भाई? सब कुछ बंद था, लॉकडाउन था, पेंडेमिक था, जिनकी नौकरियां थी उनकी नौकरियां चली गई. Why are you blaming us? So कोई no relative, no neighbor will come and ask you, अरे बेटा जॉब लगी कि नहीं लगी, right? So and I think that's a great thing, because having that burden get off from your back is really relieving, right? Now you can be clueless ki are kya kare. But if you are clueless, keep trying new things, and start eliminating the things that you don't like. Be fearless in failing. Even if you fail, nobody is going to come and kill you. Especially in these times, we can always blame this pandemic for not getting through things, right? So be fearless in failing, and fail fast. If you have not decided things till now कि मुझे क्या करना है career में, so keep trying new things and keep failing fast, so that eventually you will know कि मुझे क्या नहीं चाहिए life में. Because I feel that more than what you want in life, it is also really important to know what you don't want in life, or what you don't want to become, right? तो किसी भी consensus पे पहुंचने के, I think there are only two ways. You either select something or you eliminate the wrong options. That's even in objective type question ABCD में हम क्या करते हैं? We either know the answer, we select the answer, or we eliminate the wrong ones, and then we eventually reach the right one, right? So keep failing. Failure is the best way that eventually you can be successful, because the sooner you know what you are not good at, the sooner you will know what you are good at, right? So that is my final piece of advice to you. And thank you so much for being such a lovely audience. And yeah, that's all. We are open for question and answers. And before we start that, a general thing about this pandemic is, we will have to stay in sync with nature. We as human race, humanity, let's understand, you know, if we are in sync with Mother Earth, with the nature, then only we'll be able to survive. Too much of plastic, too much of man-made things is killing this planet. So, you know, let's try to survive. When they say human beings are the smartest race, let's continue to be that, right? Thank you so much, everyone. Now I'm open for questions if you have any.
If anyone is having any questions, then they can write their question in Q&A section. There is one question, ma'am, in the chat section. As the virus is spreading vigorously, the GDP of nation is eventually decreasing. So how much impact can be expected on the job opportunities for students in government as well as in private sectors?
See, I can tell you in IT sector, I told you, right? We are expecting a loss in revenue from 8 to 10%. But when it comes to job opportunity, you know what I will suggest? There is a job for everybody who's capable of getting a job, right? There are so many people, you know, in India nowadays, or so many engineers in India nowadays, that we say that, you know, our engineers are employable. And I can certify this data, since, you know, before this whole COVID situation started, we used to interview on an average, you know, 10 people a day for various posts in our company. But I was so sad to see that eventually, you know, only one will be selected out of those 10s, or, you know, there were many days where even a single person won't be selected. So job opportunities will always be there, but understand that you will have to good at what you do. So irrespective of you know, and like government sector anyway, only 3% jobs are available in government sector, right? If we see the whole job market, so 97% people still work in private sector. So I can tell you about the private sector that whoever has got the good skills, you will have to, you know, beat your competition, and whoever has the skill, they will always have an opportunity. There is no, you know, dearth of opportunities.
Okay, now one question I want to ask to you. The question is this possible to completely shift the idea work from home for companies, for IT companies?
Absolutely, 100%.
Doesn't it affect the productivity or the work efficiency of the employees?
See, as I told you, you know, initially there were hiccups, right? Because nobody was, no company was ready to work from home with their 100% workforce. But eventually, people have made peace with this fact. They have you know, put processes in place, and they have realized that in the given situation, if we could survive 3 months without coming to office, and 100% of the workforce is you know, working from home, and still we can achieve a target, then it is you know, completely possible to, you know, start operating from work from home. In fact, you know, TCS has come forward and, you know, announced that by 2025 only 25% of their workforce will be working from physical offices. They are moving everybody else to work from home. That means companies are also saving a lot of money, right? There are rents, there is operation cost, you know, electricity, internet. There are so many things that the company has to invest when they ask people to come to office. So yes, to answer your question, it is definitely possible to have 100% workforce work from home effectively if we have, you know, proper processes in place, and IT companies are actually doing it. I just, you know, discussed, you know, how if you are a student, then how you can utilize your time is, you know, you can start honing your skills. If it is technical one, then you can start learning, you know, taking certifications online. You can, you know, go and start doing some dummy projects, so that you can show those to companies, and it adds a great value to your resume. So yeah. you can do so many things. You can enhance your soft skills, work on your written, verbal and oral communication. You can start attending such webinars to, if you haven't yet decided what career you want to pursue, or what domain you want to pursue. You can utilize this time to zero down on that thing. So there are so many things that a student can do.
One more question is here also. The question is how one can make him or herself digitally presentable.
Digitally presentable, see, is to be good at anything is to start, right? So find a platform that you are most comfortable with. And if we talk about professional one, then I would suggest, LinkedIn. So go join LinkedIn, start posting there, start following people who you admire and who you see as your mentors, or somebody who has done good in their life and you want to follow the same path. So there is so much happening on LinkedIn. You can go there, you can start writing there, and if you are not good at writing, you eventually will become. The point is, you will have to start. And if you think you are already good in writing, then you can maybe start your own blog, or you can be a part of some other, offer your writings to some other blog sites. So there are so many ways that you can increase your digital presence. Platform increase soft skills. See, how much ever gyan me or somebody else or any platform gives you on soft skills, it is not going to help. Eventually you will have, unless you don't do it yourself, no amount of coaching, no amount of certification, or there is no platform that can help you improve your soft skills. It is you will have to get your hands dirty, start reading before going and investing money on any kind of certification or platform, especially for soft skills, Rahul. Start doing it yourself. If you think you are not good at writing down things, then read a lot, start writing. You'll be bad initially, but eventually you will be there. Then
they are asking about the technologies in which they can do internship or can get some knowledge according to the IT industries right now.
Okay. See, so I'll say the technology which are evergreen and which are be relevant in near future are anything related to web, website development, web app development, whether it is, you can be a full stack developer, front end developer, back end developer. So anything and everything which is related to web technology is not going out of fashion in the near future. So that is one thing. Then another thing is mobile app development. So that is another thing which is going to, which is here to stay. So if you like programming, you can start with being a mobile app developer. Whether you can start Android, iOS, or hybrid, that is your own choice, right? Or if you're not, if you don't want to be a app developer, then you can be a DBA if you think you are good at databases. So DBA role or job profile is something which is required by everybody. All the websites or apps, or whether it is blockchain, everybody needs a database, right? So database administrator or database developer is another role which will be in demand forever. Then securities, software security, whether it is cyber security or network security. Till the time we are using internet, we will always need the security experts, ethical hacking, penetrative testing, keeping a network safe from all the attacks. So that is another thing. And if we talk about relatively new job profiles which are very hot skill right now in market, is one of them is cloud computing, right? Everybody has heard about it. So most of the businesses are right now do not prefer to have their own physical servers. Everything is going on cloud. So, we need people who understand cloud computing, who know, they can do AWS. There are so many things that they can do: AWS certification, Google Cloud Platform, or Microsoft Azure. That is also another, very hot skill that you can have. Then DevOps is a very new field of engineering, and they are in demand. They are the people who automate the development, and I mean, they are the people who take care of development and operations. They are the people who automated release management. If you are in a particular, especially if you use agile methodology for product development, which is pretty famous for all kind of product development. So you can be a DevOps engineer. Then IoT, of course, I talked about IoT. IoT is a very hot skill, and after this situation, there are so many things which are going touchless. So there are a lot of opportunities if you choose to be a IoT developer. And then, of course, automation, RPA, remote robot process automation. So these are the things, I think, if you do, any of this, these are the hot skills that will be in demand always if you want to be a programmer. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am, that will be fine. Now I would like to wind up this session. Do you want to say something else? To the
no, just my final piece of advice is keep growing. Do not worry too much about the speed that you are going at. Just that, try, make some progress every day, and do not be disheartened, especially the students. Ye slowdown वगैरह आता रहता है. When I started my career, 2008 was a great recession, right? So these things come and go. Don't be disheartened. Focus on learning right now. If you and compete with yourself. You shouldn't care too much about what people are saying, what your friends are doing, what your colleagues are doing. If you have made just iota of progress today, and you are a better person than what you were yesterday, then I think you are doing great, and keep doing that.
Okay, ma'am. Now, on behalf of Purnima College of Engineering, I would like to thank you to share your valuable time with us and share this knowledge. And we had a good time with you, and we had a great.
Likewise,
we learned a great knowledge from you.
And if at all, and anybody wants to get in touch with me and ask if they have any particular questions, you can. My email ID is lakshmi@darkbeers.com. It's laxmi@darkbeers.com. So if you have any personal question, anybody wants to get in touch, and if I can help in any way, I'm open for it. Just write me an email. Okay, and thank you so much for having me. It was a lovely interaction.
Yes, thank you.